We are in Roswell, New Mexico, which was the site of the start of the 2018 National Series. Going to do some practicing, find some of the old sections, and make some new lines. Should be a good time. It's not Tuesday, but I'm going to kick things off pretty technical here. Turn up on this rock, and then set up on this point, which is pretty tight, technical to land rear tire right on that ridge. But then it gets more technical from there. Got to set it here, zap up this, and turn, and set the whole bike on this ridge, which is very narrow. And if I get that, drop down these ones, set up down there where there was a gate for one of the pro lines at the National, but instead of rotting up it, I'm going to try to stuff it, get up there, drop down again, and there's another nice gap to end on a good section. I won that time, quite a bit harder than the National section, but hopefully clean it up this next time. That was clean, but if these rocks weren't sandpaper, I would have slid off that pointed rock in the middle. Just didn't quite pop right up to the ridge, so I had to stop, balance, hop up, and then take off. And try again and try to get the rear right where I want it first try. That's what I was looking for. Precision right where I wanted it. Good thing that's grippy though, because that would not work if it's a polished smooth rock. I started it off technical. You want to start it off big?
I don't know.
Well, here's the goal. Up this rock, across the little gap, up the hill to the left. But instead of just going for big right away, we can work up to it. It's a perfect one to get comfortable with the traction, holding the front end up a little bit. Just hit this one a few times. Gotta stay on the gas a little longer to clear the skid plate. Nice! Ready for the next step?
Yeah.
Then we can work our way to the left here, catch just one of these rocks, which will get her to wheelie just a bit, clear the front tire of that little undercut, stay on the power, and continue up the hill.
So that was way easier than I thought it was going to be.
All right, back it up. So this one is quite a bit bigger than the last one, but it is actually very similar because there's so much traction. As long as you wheelie into it and hold the throttle on just a little bit longer than that one, hit it a bit harder, you can continue the power, just be smooth all the way up. And if you have any speed, it'll naturally do the wheelie for you off of this one to clear that gap, and then the rest is no problem. Once you're up this and off of it, you're good to go for the hill. Since it's quite a bit bigger than that one, I'll spot you.
You spot me? That's good, thanks. I just wanted to see how that felt first.
Felt good, huh? That was good. Just look up. Once you get here, look up to the top.
I tried to do the triple step again.
Jeez. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Why the heck should I keep going for the third rock?
You gotta look where you want to go, not where you don't want to go. And you're getting up the first one good, and then you're just leaning that way. Maybe we can come back to it. It doesn't always have to work right away. Here I have a short but tricky line. Starting at the base of this, there's 4 steps going up, and each one is very close to the next one, so it makes it very steep. There's also a lot of little loose pieces on top, so the traction isn't quite the same as everywhere else. You gotta be aggressive but smooth, not to spin, but still build speed. It's pretty tough. And I think this one's gonna break soon. Wow.
You made it!
So that was about as slow as you can possibly go at the top and still barely make it. So I'm gonna try it again. I was right. This is now broken. There we go. Ah, I was trying it with no speed. Didn't quite have the traction. I knew I didn't have the speed that time, so I just took the dab to pull it up. Gotta clean it again though. So that time I just acted like there was another step in there, and that just kept my timing a little bit better, and I was able to power up the last ledge much easier. Guess I gotta do it again now to see if it was luck or if that technique works. Wow. I was just crawling up that, but kept from spinning and found enough traction to make it up, so that extra little fake step in there actually helps, I think.
I don't think I'm ready. I needed that. I'm going too slow now.
Yeah, you're riding scared. It's okay, we can move on.
I want to do another one.
This was section 12, I believe, Sunday. Really tight, awkward, steep turn up. And I don't think anybody cleaned it, so I'm going to try to figure out how to clean it today. I think you had to turn on before this point and head that way. So it's just really tough to get drive, traction, and rotation to get up top. Oh, I was almost it, but I had no rotation. I get the front wheel to the left somehow on that. Woo, like that. That was it. And you know what I think it was? These new S3 Spider gloves, now available with custom logos. An extra 10 bucks, you can put whatever logo you want there. But I couldn't think of a better one than RYP. They're pretty sweet. And they get you cleans on stuff like that. And it has a little section going here. After taking the big crash, you didn't want to hit the big one anymore, so something a little more technical maybe.
I'm okay. Oh, darn it.
If you just go a little faster, you'll be less likely to high side like that. Because every time you hit any little bump now when you're going that slow, it wants to stop you and throw you whichever way the rock is facing. So that little angle, you go slow and hit that, it's going to push you over, but you cruise over it and you just roll straight.
I'm getting sketchy.
There you go.
Finally! That turn's way harder than it looks.
You have to do a little wheelie while turning.
Yeah. I don't practice those enough.
Now you know. This was a section from the National again. Start there, all the way up that hill. And then once we got to that shelf, we were turning right and then left, hitting the small spot in the rock up there. But today I'm going to try to go straight up and catch that rock at the top. No stop from there. But maybe I'll start down there and do some kind of spin splatter thing. Pretty far, I guess. Wonder why we were afraid of that. That was actually easier than turning, because the line we had, you had to set up a lot more balance. Easier to take a point, but the straight on line is more cleaner 5, since I had speed the rock at the top was fine, but you lose a little speed down here, and then that right line would have been better. I guess it would have been 3 cleans. Probably. So I hit a couple slabs down here. Your turn to go slab to slab.
You don't think I need a spotter?
Nope. Confidence. Looked pretty easy for you.
Flew up it.
Can you do it again? Ready for the third one?
Alrighty. Did I hit the same way?
Yep. Just start turning once you get on the first one towards the end of it. Turn slightly on the second one. And then the third one.
Do I have to slow
really
down
easy.
a little bit more right here then?
A little slower once you're on the first one.
I pretty much just
You
launched it.
You don't need much speed for the second two. It's more about just wheel placement, missing that root. And cruising on up. And we won't make you clean the corner since it's pretty tight, but
That's like a hopping corner.
you can clean up to that point. Yeah!
And I get to the turn and then I almost go backwards. Oh, I made it.
Nice!
The way you want me to.
Perfect. Day 2 in Roswell. It's windy again, so hopefully the audio comes out okay in this video, but I'm going to kick today off with a back tire line, starting here, turn, drop down, up the slabs, and try to hold the wheelie all the way to a big one up there, and continue up the hill. Let's see if it works. Kind of has a nice turn line here. Since it's so loose, it's very difficult to hold your line. You get the front tire to stick right where you want. If you can hop and square up, it's much easier. But for the lower levels that can't hop, stuff like this is really good practice and really difficult. Nice. Hey, there's a clean. We just came across this little canyon and came up with an idea to have Hannah ride in the middle and me go side to side, hit the edges, have some fun, do some floaters, and put the helmet cam on Hannah while she watches me do some weird stuff and she sticks to the middle. Might be cool, might not work, we'll see. So I just made a quick section here, and it turned out to be a little bit easier than I wanted it. I cleaned it 3 times pretty quick, so now I'm going to try to ride it no stop and see if that makes it a little more challenging. Clean or 5? I don't know.
Uphill, floater turn, if turns out to be a floater turn.
Can you go all the way to here and float off of that instead?
Kind of like
Drive in and use the top of it to float down.
That it felt cool to go like that and then turn down.
We are back here at section 9, I think, and it was one I never cleaned, but I just took a few runs at the straight line and I feel like it would go. It's just very difficult. You have to be very aggressive during the event. We came up and set up on this ridge and tried to hit this sideways. Very hard to get any speed to get the lift up there, and you also had to turn. So I'm thinking if I hit it straight on, got a better shot at a clean. guess I should have went that time. I felt like I had the speed and it could have gone. I just wasn't quite ready when I needed to be. And now this rock broke again. So I'll feel it out.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my gosh!
Oh! That's when I wish I had a spotter. Barely pushed that thing over the top. But I went for it.
You did. Not again, right?
Well, now I know it's possible. It worked. I was very, very close to giving up on it without a spotter. That was pretty stupid, but sometimes it just gets in my head that I got to do something, and I remember this one, I remember this line, thinking about it during the National, and I just couldn't pull the trigger on it, so I really just wanted to do it here today, and yeah, it's a successful day, even though the rock kept breaking away, making it tougher, but made it happen, so pretty happy with that, even though it was about as close to not making it as possible. There's enough grip on top to just crawl over the edge, and yeah, it feels pretty good to get it done when I was really close to giving up, and now I'm glad I didn't, but it easily could have gone the other way, so I don't recommend trying stuff like this that's outside your comfort zone without a spotter or 5 spotters. We're back.
Yeah.
There are 2 things you got to do that you weren't quite doing last time, and that is when the rear tire hits this, soak it up with your knees a little more, and then once you get onto this, turn to the right, stay light on the gas, and aim for between those rocks. Once your rear tire gets up here, you can start turning on this rock, and that will just push you over until you get straight, and then you can straighten it out.
Not being too aggressive.
Gas is hard at the bottom. Whoa! That was aggressive.
I was afraid I wasn't gonna make it.
Woo! Now you know you don't need quite that much. You could have went back tire to here. Yeah, that was it. You didn't even need those dabs. Yeah, there it is. Woo!
I did it! Accomplishment. After I did too much power, it kind of made me know that I needed a lot less.
How'd it feel to do it after crashing and trying so many times?
Felt awesome. Big smile. I'm just glad we didn't leave here without doing it.
Just like it was for me on the last one. Good job. We're going to end the video on that note. We both accomplished lines that pushed us a lot and we really had to work to get to. It just shows you no matter what level you're at, it's the same feeling when you work and work and work and finally get it. It's the best feeling there is riding trials, so hopefully we were able to show that in this video and hope you guys enjoyed watching.